What's going on, guys? Reese from Backboard Media, and today we have the 2025-2026 team win totals for the NFC. I wanted to kind of give my take on here and tell you whether or not I think they're going to hit over their win total or under their win totals. So we're going to start with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I am an NFC East fan. I'm a Washington Commanders fan, so I already know the opponents they're going to play. They're going to play the AFC West and the NFC North, two really tough divisions. So I actually want to go ahead and start with the NFC East. They just came off of a Super Bowl. However, they lost a lot of players. They're playing a tough division. While I think 12 might be possible, I don't think they're going to do it. I actually think they're going to get under the wins. And because I'm a Washington Commanders fan, you already know I'm going to hit the over. I'm going to hit the over, not only because I'm a fan, but also because they added a lot of good pieces. They really buffed up their run. They're going to have some great draft picks here. I think the draft picks that they're going to command are both, a D end and a running back, and those are two stacked classes this year. In terms of the Cowboys, I actually just made a video about this. If you want to go check it out, it's the last video before this one. But I actually got them getting more than 8.5 wins. Dak is back. CD is always going to be CD. Micah's really looking for a contract, so I think they're going to get over 8.5 wins. However, I don't think it's going to be for a very good reason. Again, check that last video. New York Giants, just because I'm a hater. I hope they get Cam Ward or somebody else, but if they lock in with Russell Wilson or freaking Jameis Winston, I think it's going to be absolutely dog shit for them. Now we can kind of go down the list. The San Francisco 49ers literally just lost a bunch of players, and they're coming off of a down year, and I understand that, they're bound to bounce back up just because it is Kyle Shanahan, and they still have a lot of offensive weapons, like Brandon Ayuk, like George Kittle. They brought back Juszczyk. They still have Brock Purdy, but Brock Purdy's going to be asking for $175 million a year, it feels like, with the quarterback market nowadays. I actually don't see them winning more than 10 games. Why? Because you have teams like the Rams who are still in there. I actually think the Rams had a down year despite kind of having a surgence in the last few games. You have, who else? The Arizona Cardinals really beefed up their team this go around, and I really think Kyler Murray is going to do a lot better this year. I think Marvin Harrison's going to step up. They got a lot of nice defensive pieces. I really think in the free agency, at least, the Arizona Cardinals are one of the winners in the offseason. And then you have, who else do you have? Oh, the Seahawks. The Seahawks are kind of iffy, but we'll get to that. The Detroit Lions, I got them under their 10.5 wins because I don't trust what they are going to look like without their defensive and offensive coordinator. I understand that they didn't lose a lot of pieces offensively. I understand that they, had a really terrible, not terrible, but injured defense. And that's what, really ended up causing them the playoffs. And I understand that despite that, they managed to get 14 wins. Aiden Hutchinson, I could only assume, is going to come back. But I don't know. I don't trust them to get more than 10 wins without both of their coordinators. But I could be wrong, of course. The Los Angeles Rams at getting at least 11 wins kind of scares me. This is one of the things that, Vegas does so well, is that they always have the line right to where I think they're going to end up at. I think the Rams are going to be a 10-win team, which would put them at the under. I actually think the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Niners, and the Rams. My prediction for this is going to be they're going to be, again, as they were last year, one of the most mid divisions. Everybody's going to be around 7, 8, 9 wins. Nobody's really going to look dominant. But again, that's why I'm making these now, because I could be absolutely wrong, and I wanted to make this, pre-draft, and I wanted to do this post-draft just to kind of see where I stand before and after. The Green Bay Packers are another one. You have the Lions that are really good. You have the Vikings. We'll see how they looks with J.J. McCarthy. You got the Bears that just picked up, Ben Johnson, and then you have the Packers, that always seem to be good every year with Matt LaFleur. However, in terms of the Packers actually having anywhere north of 9.5 wins doesn't seem that feasible for me, so I actually am going to have to take the under on this one. And by the way, I don't know if I put this many wins over for this team and this many wins under for this team, how that stacks up mathematically. I don't really give a shit. But anyways, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, until I see the NFC South get any better than it is right now, I know that Michael Penix came in the latter half of the year for the Falcons, and they didn't look half bad. And Bryce Young didn't look as terrible as he did the first few go arounds. I still don't trust those two teams. I mean, I just realized you have the entire NFC South, or the rest of the NFC South right here, and then you have the Bucks right here. I think it's like 5 or 6 years in a row that the Bucks have won the NFC South, and until I see these three teams, get significantly better, not just slightly better, I have them easily getting double-digit wins. That being said, the Bears, I actually think they're going to get 9 wins, if not 10 wins, with Ben Johnson, and I actually think they're going to be the one to grab Ashton Janty. I'm going to put the over, and I would, if they grab Ashton Janty, I would actually slam the over. I think they get 10, 11 wins if they grab somebody like that. With the Minnesota Vikings, with J.J. McCarthy, that's one of those where you could literally flip-flop. You could literally go anywhere between 8 and 9 wins. Actually, same with the Seahawks. I actually have them, in my opinion, these would be pushes. I wouldn't even be betting on anything like with the Seahawks or with the Vikings, just because we don't know what the quarterback situation is going to look like with J.J. McCarthy with the Vikings. Sam Darnold, however, was a completely system quarterback, and they got 14 wins. So I would actually put the over. Same with the Cardinals, because they actually upgraded a whole lot in their free agency. And then with the Seahawks, I don't ever see them being a 9-win team, just because you have Sam Darnold. I don't know how he's going to look in that system with Mike. I think it's McDaniel or whatever, or Mike McDonald. Even you lost DK Metcalf, and yeah, you got Cooper Kupp, but he didn't get traded for a reason, and that's why they cut him for a reason. I already told you the Cowboys situation. With the Falcons, I don't think Michael Penix is bad. I'll say that. I think they ended up getting like 9 wins with Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix duo. Kirk Cousins still balled out in the few games that he did play. I think it was both night games where he threw like 1,000 yards total or some stupid number like that, right? However, I've never really had faith in the Falcons. I actually put them under 9.5 last year, and they got exactly 9 wins. That's kind of where the line I'm at right now with the Falcons. I think they get 8 wins. I don't think they get less than 6, but I don't see them getting more than 9. So I'm actually, yeah, I'm correct. Putting the over, but I'm only putting the over at like 8. And then we got the Carolina Panthers. I mean, 6.5 is such a low number, and it's hard to say that a team doesn't get even close to half of the wins of a regular season. However, the Panthers are still in huge turmoil. I still think David Tepper is one of the worst owners, if not the worst owner in the NFL right now, and I just simply can't put them at 7 and 10. Like, think about it. The Cooper Rush-led Dallas Cowboys with Micah, with CD, with Kevontae Turpin, with all that, still managed to only got 2 7 wins. What's another 7-win team? The Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams, I think, ended up getting 7 wins. So you're expecting me, a Carolina Panthers team that, looked okay here and there, and by here and there, I mean like maybe 1 or 2 weeks, to get 7 wins. I don't buy it. I know they, I think they have a pretty decent draft pick this go around. But I still don't see them getting 7 or more wins. And that's kind of like with the Saints. Like the Saints, I think you're either looking at another year of Derek Carr, which I don't believe is going to happen, or maybe Spencer Rattler. I wouldn't see why or why not. But like I said, 5.5 wins is such a low number. You're expecting them to lose 12 games minimum. I don't wish bad on a lot of teams except for the New York Giants. But I don't see them getting only 5 wins. Well, how many wins did they get this year? Okay, so last year they got 5 wins on the nose. And I don't think they necessarily got worse or better. So again, this is a toss up. But I think they get at least one more win. And the only reason I say that is because there was a game that they played Washington that I was watching, and Washington ended up winning 19 to 20. However, they had a 2 point play where they easily could have, won that, and that would have put them at 6. So games like that make me believe that they could get to 6 wins at least. But there you have it. If I had to put in absolute locks out of all these picks, I feel like the I really do. And this could be biased. I don't even care. I would put the Washington Commanders over for sure. I would put the Tampa Bay Bucks over for sure. And I think I would put the Bears over 8.5 for sure. Oh, and the Cardinals over 8.5 for sure. I think those would be my 4 locks for the NFC. And then tune in for the next video where I break down the AFC as well. Take it easy.